The April 26, 2011 meeting, Intergovernmental Relations, will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Chairman Antelli.
Here.
Mr. Baroff.
Here.
Mr. Gamina.
Here.
Mr. Monroe.
Here.
Mrs. Valerio.
Here.
Is there anyone signed up for the public forum?
There is not.
Anyone present who would like to address the committee? Next item on the agenda is approval of minutes. You have the February 15, 2011 minutes before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk notifies of any changes at the end of the day. Next item, new business, Mr. Clerk.
Refer 11-123 amendments.
Moved by Legislator Valerio, second by Legislator Camino. All in favor? Oh, questions? Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Through you, I'd just like to ask a question or two here. Given the explosion that occurred, Mr. Chair, about a year ago, have there been any precautions taken to ensure that additional safety measures have been taken, or has anything been adjusted dealing with that particular incident?
Through the chair, Jason Kennedy with County Environmental Services, and I just wanted to take a moment to introduce my counterpart at the City of Rochester, Jim McIntosh, city engineer. As you can see from the referral, the city and the county are joint partners on this project. Relative to the question concerning the hydrogen incident of last year, we certainly are contemplating the possibility of a hydrogen dispensing station as part of the county's fueling station, but we are not contemplating it for the city's portion.
Okay. Thank you. Legislator Baroff.
Thank you. Through the chair, as a follow-up question, is the reason that we're not, well, the city is not contemplating utilizing the hydrogen as in their fueling station because of safety concerns or some other concern?
Through the chair, I'll take a shot at it here and let Jim elaborate as need be. Basically, my understanding is the hydrogen fuel cell vehicles are a highly specific vehicle. The technology that GM is developing, the county has had a contractual relationship in the past with GM, and we're exploring future opportunities. So, my understanding is just I guess the fact that the hydrogen fuel cell cars are not widely available. They require a specialized contract with GM, and I just don't know if the city, quite frankly, has any history with GM relative to hydrogen fuel cells in their fleet.
Fair enough. And then through the chair, there's actually a follow-up question, if that's okay. Mr. Chair?
Sure,
oh, great.
Absolutely. Take your time. That's all.
Well, I know, half an hour, I could just go on, but I won't.
Order pizza.
Through the chair, that does raise a follow-up question because on the referral itself, it actually talks about 5, I believe, maybe 6 different types of fuels. So I'm curious, given that the city will not be utilizing hydrogen as a fuel, could you let me know which fuels are going to be utilized in which spot, or at least contemplated to be utilized in which location, city versus county?
Through the chair, certainly. The city's Mount Read Boulevard fueling station will be utilizing diesel, conventional diesel, and biodiesels, commonly referred to as B20, regular unleaded gasoline, and ethanol blends, including E85, and also will have compressed natural gas. By comparison, the Van Leer site for the county we'll also use the ethanol blends, E10, E85s, the biodiesels and conventional diesels, as well as CNG, and potentially have the, the possibility of hosting hydrogen.
Through the chair, then, so am I correct to understand that the possibility of hydrogen is something that we're looking at down the road, or we're just considering it as part of this process now? Are we leaving the capacity in place for future development, or we would like to see it now, but we don't know if that can happen right now? If you see the distinction.
Through the chair, yes. At present, the county's fueling station, we do not have hydrogen programmed for day one, if you will, startup of services. We are, however, taking a look at that possibility, and we will, as a matter of good practice, include the ability to add the dispensing station as far as the physical space and for the dispensing station and support equipment at the fuel island, if you will, should we decide that be something we want to pursue.
Okay. And then through the chair, I have two additional follow-up questions regarding the timeline. It was just going to simply be, what is the timeline? But as an addendum to that would be, what would be the anticipated timeline of an additional, call it, hydrogen-enabling development?
Through the chair, we're actually finalizing bid documents for the city's fueling station this month in May, and we anticipate taking bids June, July timeframe with a construction start in August, and we would expect substantial completion of the city station later this fall, I'll say fourth quarter of 2011. By comparison, we anticipate letting bids for the county's Van Laer site fourth quarter of this year approximately, with a construction anticipated for first, second quarter of next year, completion by roughly this time next year. As far as the hydrogen goes, it's purely speculative at this point. I couldn't honestly tell you at this point that there's any hard plans or hard schedule in terms of when we may implement that.
So through the chair, but that would be definitely after a year from now then, say, after all this occurs.
Through the chair, that's correct. The basic scope of the project does not include hydrogen at this point.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Carried. Are there any other matters to become before the committee? Therefore, no further business. April 26, 2011 meeting, Intergovernmental Relations Committee stands adjourned. Next meeting of Intergovernmental Relations is scheduled for May 24th at 5:30.